The story revolves around betrayal and a love that was never meant to exist. It begins with a lovely couple, Takeshi and Mitsuki. The protagonist is a quiet yet kind-hearted Jew who has only recently stepped into his first serious relationship. To him, love is something unfamiliar, fragile, uncertain, and difficult to fully grasp. Mitsuki, on the other hand, is everything he could ever hope for. Beautiful, charming, and deeply devoted. She loves him with a sincerity that never wavers. She believes wholeheartedly in the future they might build together. To her, Takeshi is not just a boyfriend, but someone she trusts completely. Someone she has already given her heart to. And perhaps that is where the imbalance begins. Because despite how much he cares for her, Takeshi does not yet understand how to return that love. Beneath his calm and gentle nature lies a quiet uncertainty, an unspoken fear that he may not be enough. That he may never become the person Mitsuki believes him to be. One ordinary morning, everything begins to shift. On a crowded subway ride to school, Takeshi notices a disturbance, a woman being harassed in the crush of passengers. At first, it's just another uncomfortable scene in the chaos of the train, until he sees her face. Without hesitation, Takeshi moves to intervene, driven by a sense of responsibility. But the moment he steps closer, something feels wrong. There is a strange calmness, an unreadable expression that lingers just long enough to unsettle him. For a fleeting second, Takeshi feels as though he has misunderstood the situation entirely. As though Misaki was never truly endangered to begin with. The encounter ends, but the unease does not. That single moment plants a question in his mind. From that day on, his mornings begin to change. Before school, Takeshi finds himself returning to the same train, at the same time, watching from a distance. At first, he tells himself it's out of concern, that he simply wants to make sure Misaki is safe. What began as a sense of duty slowly turns into something more complicated, something he cannot easily name. And eventually, Misaki notices. She sees him as someone who has been watching, waiting, and lingering in the shadows of her routine. From that moment on, the fragile boundaries between them begin to blur, and Takeshi begins to drift further away from the one person who has always loved him without question. That is where everything truly begins to change.